Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Doodle Robot, and today you've tuned in for the Robot Report. This is episode number 7. So today is all about May the 4th. It's May the 4th be with you. Happy May the 4th. All right, so today we're just going to cover, I'm not going to have an April finished pages. There's not really enough to worry about. There's a few designs and a few things. So I'm going to talk about some of my processes and some of my books of making a couple of things and show you a few whips that I did in April. Not a lot to speak of. I've been busy, planning my retirement and stuff like that, or researching my retirement. I have no plans. I have no idea what's going to happen. Anyways, I don't know. Sometimes I think I should just slow down and not worry about it. Do I have to move out of the house right after school is out? Maybe not. Anyways, so I did my annual Star Wars page for you this year. And this year we have R2-D2. This is in Art Therapy Celtic 100 Designs. Michelle Soliak. I'm not sure how to say that. So the page looked like this before I started, and now it looks like this. So I'm going to compare this. Last year when I did my annual Star Wars page, I showed you there was a how-to video on how I did it, how I altered the page. So I pretty much did it the same way. This is R2-D2. He's telling you in robot speak or binary. I couldn't find what binary looked like, so I had to make it up myself. But he's telling you, may the force be with you always. That's his wish to you. So, just like in last year's book that we did it in World of Flowers. Last year I actually did both a Star Wars page and a Star Trek page. Last year there was several videos on how I did Baby Yoda here. And basically it was the same way. I find it's very difficult. I can draw, and sometimes I draw my pictures on there. Sometimes I just find a source, and I don't draw it on, I trace it on. In this case, because these are both designs that fill up the page, it's hard to see your drawing lines very well on here. I especially found that true here, and I had to figure out some other way to do this. So this is a coloring page by, I'm going to give credit, I don't know, they're kind of plagiarizing George Lucas here, but this is by Ultra Coloring Pages. So I got a simplified version of R2-D2. I cut him out. I colored the back with Prismacolor here. I taped him down just using sticky notes and traced him on. I used red so I could hopefully see it somewhat. If he looks a little wonky in places, it was still really hard to see. So that's how I got R2-D2 on there. In a second, I'll show you another one that I did in a similar way, but I drew it myself. So yeah, so that's my annual Star Wars page for you. May the Force be with you always. And so if you want to know how more fully, you can go back to last year's video where I explained this in detail how I did that. And basically R2 is done the same way. So we worked on R2 this April. And what else did we do? Oh, we had our Magic Dreamland Buddy Color. And that's with a big group of people. Let's get out my notes here and see who that's with. Nope, where are they? So in Magic Dreamland, and it seems like every month we get a person or two who joins one of the groups. We have me, we have Carrie K, Colorful Pirate, Inksmith, Jojoza Hannah, Bubble of Coloring, Luna's Coloring Corner, Stephanie Napolitan, Happy Catastrophe, Vero R. Salinas, and joining for next time, I don't think they did one this time, Christina's Art Corner. Oh, no, maybe Christina did one. I can't remember now. And Influence Colorist will join us in the next one. And these are an every other month thing. So this month we all did, and you can tune in to their YouTube channels or Instagram and see theirs. They're so cool. It's always so cool to see everybody's different takes on the same thing. This time we did, this is called Little Dream Eater. This is in Magic Dreamland. Love this paper. Most of this is, all the red parts are water-based marker. I love the way water-based marker works on this paper. Takes a couple of coats, of course. There's my method of my streak-free water-based method you can follow, go in different directions. There's a whole video about that. The gray areas are Prismacolor. She's mostly water-based marker, I think. Possibly some Prismacolor, I don't know. And the background is painted, and then I got to use my matrix stencil on top. Love it. I just used it with colored pencil on top of the acrylic paint. So that is how I made Little Dream Eater. I didn't want to make mine scary. But I don't know. She's wearing sunglasses because she's kind of tired. She's having trouble sleeping because of her Dream Eater. Anyways, all the ladies, they did awesome, awesome works. So I hope you check out their channels or Instagrams. Next month, for our other group buddy color that we have in Mid-Century Modern Animals, we got me, Carrie K, Colorful Pirate, colored by Maya, Jojosa Hannah, Tammy Colors 2, Happy Catastrophe, Stephanie Napolitan, and joining us next time, Praying Artisan. I believe she has a YouTube channel. I have to check out more. I just haven't had time yet. We are going to do, in case you want to join us, we're going to do the snail page. And I was sitting last night trying to think of what I want to do with this. Maybe I have come upon a color scheme. I'm not sure. We have to mull it over a few days. So that's the page we're doing for this month, May. All right. And so I'll show you a couple things I've been working on. I've been working hard this month, or last month, I guess, April. This is the Night Voyage. I took off the cover to protect it over there because I spin my book around all over the place when I'm working. This is my overdue buddy color with Colored by Maya. Oy, trials and tribulations with this one. So I got stuck and stumped. We did a Alter the Page with me where I drew on all the mandalas for you. And those were, I still have them here. You can see I drew them on tracing paper and then flipped them over and then just traced them from the back. I only drew partial mandalas because they were chopped off, so not sure if I should keep all these. Oh, and some little tricks that I did. So like I was really trying, in my mandalas, like these two mandalas are the same. They have like the same bones, but the innards are different. Like there's a stripe design here and there's a checkerboard here, which is like the checkerboard here. I tried to draw elements from here and put them over here in various ways. So here, another little trick to my trade. This is a little heart that's right here on her mandala, which I drew right there. So I kind of traced it and just transported it over there. Most of the stuff I just kind of freehanded on there once the mandala was down. Some stuff was on the mandala before and some I just drew there. Sometimes you can't see it now because, you know, sometimes as I was extending the mandalas out, I drew things that I didn't like, I erased. But here's where the problem came. The background, we're using the Dollar Store Crafter Square metallic markers. And I initially put one coat on and that was so streaky. So then I put another coat on, going in a different direction, and it was still streaky. So now we're up to like 3 coats. and I'm not super happy with it. But I did decide that I was just, I did the whole marker because I'm like, that's going to be easier than painting. Not so much. It would have taken less time to actually paint it, at least for me. But I didn't want to paint around all these little things. I'm like, marker will be easier. Yeah, not so much. I feel like it needs another coat, but I went to the dollar store and they don't have any. I live in the middle of nowhere. We don't get much stuff here, so it's a problem. So I guess we're just leaving it. So yeah, trials and tribulations. I was terrified because if you recall, over here behind my mandalas, I kind of like splotchily painted on watercolor paint, and I liked the look of it. And then I started coloring with my colored pencils. We're just using Prismacolor. These colors, which I'm sure that's very helpful to you. I was so nervous when I put the first color on. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's gonna look horrible. But, I was already committed, so I just went and did it, and I'm like, oh, I kind of like that. So I did the rest of them. Here, in the kind of the focal point, it's just based now. We just based it in Ohuhu markers. Thus far, we kind of have a light yellow. It's supposed to go darker, 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 and then I'm going to pull the reds out, and I'm going to pull the yellows in that way. Going to use lots of materials for that, probably a lot of possibly gel pens, but I really, you know me, I really like my acrylic paint markers, so we'll work back and forth that way with that. What I wish existed, does it exist? You can tell me in the comments, is I don't want to use like a silver gel pen. My favorite silver gel pen is the Uniball. I want these to be like a like metal, but lighter than shiny silver, almost like shiny metallic white. Does that exist anywhere? I need that if it exists, because I don't think, let's test it here. I don't think that, I've got 9 million pieces of paper, maybe. I don't think that the silver is going to work. It's going to show up very well against that blue. I'm a scientist. I test everything. You'll see on the next thing I'm going to show you. Yeah. See, I need something lighter. I mean, if it hits the light just right, but if it doesn't, then it just blends into the blue. Problems. I'm wondering if I could maybe use some of my, what are these called, dragonfly glazes just on the white and have it be shiny? I don't know. What do you think? You'll have to give me your opinion. Anyways, I spent a lot of time working on that this month, in the little spare time that I had this last month, April. And so another thing that I was stuck on, but finally figured out a way to do it. If you recall, I said I wanted to do maybe an upside down cross or a necklace. I don't know what I said. I can't remember. But yeah, we've got the rosary here. And these are the things I'm using on the rosary. But here's my process for that. A lot of people tell me they like to see my process. Well, here I'm working out like how I'm going to get it to be shiny. I've got several different things I've worked on here. Here's my first practice rosary. Let's see, we have more practice rosaries. This was the one I finally drew, and then I had to figure out how to get it on there because I've already, I don't mind drawing on the paper, but I don't want to draw on the paper when I've already put stuff down on it. So that's a little nerve-wracking. So we drew it here. We did the trick again with the Prismacolor. We laid it there and traced it out. A lot of it did not show up on top of this gel crayon, though. So I had to kind of freehand it on there. I think I did pretty good, though. I just used a stencil, an old stencil I have from high school to pick the the size bead that I wanted to be the main bead, and then we have little chain link stuff. I have yet, so for that I used glaze, jelly roll glaze. For the little, I don't know what those are, little chain part, I just used a micron. And I haven't done it yet, but to make it shiny, although it's shiny because of the shiny glaze, which looks awesome, and to work on some design here and maybe some design in the cross, I'm going to use Jelly Roll Metallic number 543. You won't be able to see that. And on top, and then kind of pat it down a little. And then on top of that, for an even higher shine, to kind of give it that rounded look, I will use my Uniball Silver. So yeah, that's what I was working out on my little science page. Where was the science page? Here. That's what I'm trying to work out. It's going to kind of be like that. So hopefully that would go good with the other colors that I have. So that's kind of my process for that. Boy, was that nerve-wracking, though, to have to like do it on top of a background. I mean, there's very little room for messing up there. But yeah, pretty pleased with how that's coming out. I'm gonna have it's a broken chain. It's symbolic of Dracula. He's mad at God basically because he went away to fight for, I don't know, the holy wars, and he came back and his wife was dead. So that's when he got mad at God, and I don't know, became a vampire or something. I can't remember. But yeah, so the chain is broken, and there'll probably be a little blood splatter over here. I have to first figure out what I'm going to do with this little design here. So now that I finally solved that problem, hopefully I can move on over here and finish the page this month. I'm so far behind on my buddy colors. Sorry, buddies. I'm so sorry. So that is one thing we've been working on. Is there anything else to report? Let's see here. I don't think so. I think that's about it. I'll, you know, of course have some videos here and there, but I'll show you my finished pages at the end of May, provided I'm not like right in the middle of moving or something. All right. I thank you for joining me. I appreciate your time. I hope you have a wonderful day. Happy May 4th. May the force be with you always. Live long and prosper. Bye-bye.